Hello guys, my name is Mark from JazzGuitarLessons.net and welcome to the vlog. This is your special on triad pairs. Thanks for being here. As always, it's a pleasure to have you, and my mandate is to show you stuff about jazz guitar on this channel, and hopefully I'm going to do my best today to fulfill my mandate. If you'd like to get more news and more free lessons, just hit the subscribe and like button here and the little bell to be notified. Right now, I try to do videos every Wednesday and Friday, so there's tons of stuff. So here we go. Triad pairs. Yeah, what's up with that? Why would people pick a pair of triads? So I want to get into quickly a quick description. You know, if you've been practicing triad pairs, it's not the video for you. Pick something else, because I'm going to go really slow and show you what the concept is and how it got started, etc. and probably suggest some external resources, and as well as show you an alternative. So I'm not, I would say fond, so way of saying it, I'm not too fond of triad pairs because I found there's an alternative which is using pentatonics, which is better for jazz guitar. So let's just dig into it. Triad pairs, what is it? It's selecting a pair of triads to be able to build an improvised melody in a certain context. So I'll give you an example. If you're in the key of C major, the triad pair of choice that you can start studying is F triad, F major, and G major. So these notes cover 6 notes in total out of the 7 notes of the scale. The only note that's missing is which one? The F is there, E. So it's like a C major scale without the E. Right, so the E is not in these two triads. And the way people approach those is not only like, you'll look at me, it's like, yeah, how far can I go with this, Mark? Well, you get to shred by learning patterns. I'll give you an example. How about you go this guy, and then, so already you get 6 notes in a certain pattern that makes it more angular than just learning no scale. So in this case, it would be up one triad, down the next one. Or you could even mix it up like, you know, instead of I went, so you could mix and match the patterns, and then of course you can start to do this in inversion. So if you do, and then what would come next? That's what I'm saying. I'm not super well versed in those, so there's countless ways to do that. Not only that, but the triad pair study, when you start, it recommends you use that same triad pair for any of the modes of that scale. So if you're playing C major, meaning that during the 2 chord, the D Dorian, you could use these 2 triads as well. During the G7, you could use those. So basically, it's like any mode or any sound that has a parent scale, you could use those. There's other combinations that I'll encourage you to explore. I have 2 or 3 books here. I don't want to get them off my shelf that describe. Oh yeah, Waltz Weisskopf. I think that's on Ebersol Publishing. That's a pretty good one. He's got studies and shows you how to use the triads, and then there's studies on progression. So if you're interested in that world, I'd recommend these resources because they're really heavy. They go in depth. And there's another book by, it was actually Michael Brecker's teacher, saxophone player. And that's one of my caveat, my complaint about triad pairs. Like, they work really well on saxophone because it's a fast instrument. For us, like, you're always like learning where the next inversion is and whatever. That being said, if you want to study those, I just encourage you to do as anything. Remember, you have a chord sound, it's ringing, right? You have a D minor sound. You're playing So What, okay? Or you're playing giant steps, whatever. You have this sound. Well, during that sound, your goal is to create a melody that is improvised, that you do spur of the moment. Learning scales and passing tones and bebop modes and triad pairs is but one way to generate material that is available to you when you improvise. So now that said, I want to make this a very short and sweet video. My alternative suggestion to any student that comes to me, a student of jazz guitar that comes to me with triad pairs questions, I would grill them a little bit with my suggestion of using pentatonics, applied pentatonics. All right, so let me just take a sip of that sparkly water. Thank you. That's the magic of shooting vlogs like this off the cuff. Just me. And maybe I need another coffee. It's always time for coffee. So let's start with something super simple. How about G minor pentatonic? So you can tell me, oh yeah, Marc. Yeah, of course I know that stuff. And then of course you can go. You know, that's easy stuff. But you can do that if you're playing the blues in G, right? Or other circumstances. But what if you really rehearse your pentatonics to a point where you can apply them when it's not necessarily a G? Case in point, I ran this with Steve yesterday, actually. Steve, you might be watching this. So what if it's a C minor chord? And a C minor 9, during that sound, gives you an applied G minor over a C minor. So you are outlining different notes of the chord, and by using pentatonic, penta means 5, right? So pentagon, penta. So you have 5 notes and you get to select which of these 5 are happening as far as scale degrees for that chord. Case in point, for the G, so the first note of the G is like 5. That's the 5th of C minor 7, C minor 9. And then your B flat note, that's the 7th, so flat 7. And then that's a tonic, the 9th, and then the 11th. So effectively, when you use G minor pentatonic over a C minor chord, what you're hearing is C minor 9 with an 11th. All right? That's just the tip of the iceberg. So by the end of this video, I want to give you more tips on how to apply this. So here you have this solution. Now let me dig back into the crazy shredder part of it. Your first mission, shall you accept it, is to do the following to gain technical proficiency with your pentatonics, which I love because it's mostly always 2 notes per string for guitar. So it's easy. It's just 2 notes per string. There's I would say now a classic video series I published about 5 years ago on the pentatonic. So how to do that, how to learn the positions, how to learn the patterns, and how to apply. There might be 5 or 6 videos. It's somewhere on YouTube here. And now I'm just going to summarize bits of it. So what you should do, what I recommend you do, naturally, is to learn your 5 positions. So there's this one, of course. Then there's this one. Then there's this one. And then the 4th one is it here? It's been a while. Daddy's rusty. Oh God. All right, so 5 positions. After you can do that, explore the pattern. So one pattern would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Do this in 5 positions. Then when you get to the end, don't cheat it out. Don't go. Then people will go like, no. Do this. Right? You have to do the same direction of pattern both ways. And then, of course, you'll do. And then. Yeah, Daddy's rusty. Yeah. The holidays were hard on me. No, not really. I'm just joking. So, getting the scales, then getting these 2 4 patterns. Then there's one more like sort of intricate pattern. I highly encourage you to get it in your hands and ears, frontwards and backwards. It's simple. It's this. So let's look at. So you go right. This can be combined in several permutations, by the way. So you go backwards, 5 positions, or even. So there's different ways to combine those. So after you got that down, there's a really good book, Pentatonics by a sax player, Italian name. I should really grab these videos, these books off my shelf before starting the video. I totally forgot what his name is, but there's a jazz improv series. It's like 5 or 6 books, and one of them is about the pentatonics applications. There's Steve Kahn as well, which I can recommend. But after you have your pattern down, after that, you get to go and shred. And I'll let you go after this, but I'll give you my number 1 tip. Super easy. If you are playing on a 2-5-1, 2 and 5 and 1 in the key of C, you can use the following 3 pentatonics. A minor during the D minor chord. B flat, so half step up during the G. It's going to give you that sort of G altered sound, and then B natural during the C major. So A, B flat, B, or A sharp, B. It's so obvious and it's so simple, and you start to play like this, you can take a beginner and immediately started to play these sort of outlines that are angular just because of using pentatonics, but not just like these type of pentatonics. We're talking about applying a scale of 5 notes in such a way that you pick and choose what kind of extensions and alterations you want to hear on a certain chord. In the case of the G7, you can see this on the blog and on the videos, like I go at length in describing how does that A minor to B flat to B, how does it apply as far as scale degrees on this progression, how you can apply it to 2-5-1 improv. There's more than one hack like this. That's one hack that you can use as far as pentatonics. So there it is. My suggestion is, if you're thinking of learning triad pairs, don't. Study pentatonics instead and then get back to triad pairs. My 2 cents. Of course, some of my students had tremendous success with their triad pairs, which if it works for you, by all means, keep using it. I have sort of a different perspective on that, which is stemming more from that, I don't know, Wayne Shorter / McCoy Tyner / Herbie / Woody Shaw, right? There's this sort of way of superimposing pentatonics, and then you only really get mastery of pentatonics when you stop using them just in a purely blues context, right? You use them as their own melodic device. On that note, I will let you go. Thank you. My name is Marc from jazzguitarsons.net. As always, it's a pleasure to have you. Please like and subscribe and hit the little bell. Side note, I have started coaching people, so if you want to get on a call with me to demystify some more of this stuff so I can map out a custom plan for you to get a year-long blueprint of learning jazz, book a call with me. It's 100% free, no commitment. It's next level, one word, nextlevel.jazzguitarsons.net. Quick access to my calendar, book the call. And on that note, I will let you go, and I will see you soon on the website, jazzguitarlessons.net. Improve your jazz guitar playing with a real teacher. Take care. Thanks, guys. Bye.